we are in for a treat with the one and only Melissa McCarthy and Ben Falcone. They shared the screen in the 2011 fan favorite Bridesmaids and the famous airplane scene when Melissa was on to him, guessing he was an air marshal.
I love that one. They've been a movie-making team ever since. They've collaborated on 4 films, including their brand new one. Y'all are going to love it. It's called Superintelligence, directed by Ben. And we are thrilled because Melissa and Ben are with us, and they're not with us. Okay, first of all, the reason they're in their jammies is because they're in Australia. Guys, what time is it?
It is 2:15 a.m. tomorrow. Ooh.
The fact that y'all stayed up for us and are not only coming from your bed but in matching pajamas really just made our day.
This is just how we sleep, guys. This is just the. So we went to bed and just got up.
We're so old. We've already been to part 1 of bedtime.
Yes.
Well, first of all, we love you guys. This movie, Jen and I we got a sneak peek at the trailer. We're going to show everybody the trailer right now so they can get a good laugh, and then we'll talk to you on the other side, okay?
Great.
What would you do if I told you the world was going to end in 3 days?
Try to make things right with George.
Carol, you look amazing.
Weirdly overdressed. Your body. I'm just getting a little bit panicky because I can't access my own hands.
What does the AI want? My intention is to solidify my theory about humanity. If things don't go well, I'll destroy the planet. Just blow it up.
Did you say blow up? Like B? Like Boba or Burt Bacharach?
Yes, BBB.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh.
We can't wait.
I love seeing that. It's such a, we shot it, what, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And it's strangely seems even more relevant now with, because of the state of the world and technology. We're so dependent on it that we're just excited to get it out there for everybody.
I mean, so talk to us about what life is like on a movie set with the two of you. Ben, you direct Melissa. Does she take orders well?
Well, I don't give a lot of words. I mean, it's a lot like this. We're usually
He just shouts through a bullhorn wearing John purse.
Yeah,
it's a very old school.
Yeah.
No, it's you run a really collaborative set, and it's like there's so many funny people in it.
Yeah.
And we're lucky enough to have worked with a bunch of people before, so it's always really fun because somebody always has a great idea. Bobby Cannavale is really funny, and he's such a smart, good actor that there's just always somebody. Sam Richards and Gene Smart. There's just always somebody
James Corden.
James Corden. So it's like everybody's kind of operating on such a high, funny level that you just kind of bring them in and they elevate whatever we're doing.
Well, I love that. I like your relationship on the set, but in your personal relationship, somebody has to drive and somebody has to ride sidecar. So who's the driver and who's riding sidecar?
I mean, I hope I get to ride in the sidecar. I thought those were like the coolest thing ever. I don't want to drive a motorcycle, but I'll ride it really.
I was like, we may be both driving like 3-wheeled bikes, which sadly, that's really what I ride at home. When I thought that was the coolest thing, and somebody's like, you're on a grandma bike? I was like, what do you mean grandma bike? It's like a cool 3-wheeled bike with a basket. I thought I was kind of being cool until someone referred to it as a grandma bike. I was like, so maybe we're in 2 3-wheel bikes.
2 3-wheelers.
Okay, that makes
equally.
sense. So you guys met 20 years ago. What was that meeting like? You guys, I mean, is that from your wedding?
That's from our wedding, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, we've maybe even more than that, and maybe like 23 or 4 years
Something
ago.
like that.
Oh my God, we're those children.
Did you know, Ben, when you met, were you like, lights on, it's happening, she's for me forever?
We met in a.
Fall asleep.
We met in a class, and I thought she was great from the very first minute. So it was a lucky thing that we were in the same class.
Oh, y'all don't go away with those little hats, and do not fall asleep during the commercial break.
We're coming back, but you guys have a special announcement. It's got to do with kindness, okay? Stick around. We're back with Melissa and Ben after the break.
Okay. Here. So we got a sneak peek of this hilarious movie that we mentioned, Superintelligence. What's really awesome is that you, the film and HBO Max are launching a movement that I think we need now more than ever.
Yeah.
It's all 20 days of kindness. So tell us about this campaign.
It is. I think when we all got back together, you know, in our Zoom worlds, and we're talking about promoting this movie, and we were kind of so excited because it has such a kind heart to this movie. That really is about love wins and that people matter. And we said, let's do something and shine the light on what we're all really thinking about. So we started 20daysofkindness.com as our kindness hub. And in 2020, it's been a bit of a tricky year. We've picked 20 charities, and we're giving each charity $20,000. And you can go to the website. You can donate $1, 50 cents doesn't really, everything counts, or just learn about some of these charities. And I have to say, this is our first day to do it. So our first charity is Girls Who Code, which is an amazing organization that's really changing who and what a computer programmer looks like and what they are in the future. And we had something happen earlier this week. AT&T found out what we were doing. They're big fans of Girls That Code, and they're giving an additional $1 million to Girls Who Code.
I've seen that work in the field, and I have to tell you, you picked an awesome organization.
Yeah, and we'll do a different charity every day and just shine the light on. There's so many people they're just doing incredible things every day, and it's so easy to hear the negative and the noise that we were like, let's give the microphone to all these wonderful charities that are helping people every single day.
Yeah,
so we're starting off with the Code, and AT&T came in and
that's awesome.
Blew our mind.
Okay, we want to do that now.
Yeah.
See what you just did? You're making us do things that you're doing.
Yes.
We're copycats. Okay?
And we'll be wearing that outfit tomorrow too.
All right, guys, just give us a little bit about what life. I know you're there in Australia because you're shooting. You're busy, but what are you doing when you're not shooting? What do you two crazy kids do in that house of yours?
There may be, you know, sometimes there's WIIGs, we're dance parties. We cook a lot.
I actually think we have a little movie.
Yeah.
I'm a little thought about what a day in the life is like.
We want to see. We'd
like to see it.
So we're on day 16, I think, of the quarantine here at Casa Falcone. We disinfected some groceries today. It's going to be leftover day, so we're using everything in the fridge, trying to be responsible as we should. It's about 12:10.
Look in the window.
We're soulmates, guys.
Come on. We'll just watch your videos. You make us laugh.
Lady.
That's our beer 30 that we enjoy.
Beer 30 has really come in handy during this pandemic recently.
Well, we love you guys.
Thank you for
We love you so much. Thank you. You all cozy in.
Now, yes. Now you can go back for sleep number 2. Do you want Hoda to read you a bedtime story?
I got a couple of books that would work. I've loved you since forever. Before birds flew over rainbows and monkeys hung on trees, there was you and there was me. Nighty-night, little one. Night-night.
Say your prayers.
Welcome back. KRISTEN WIIG and Annie MUMOLO are an amazing comedic duo behind the movie Bridesmaids, one of the funniest movies. It happens to be marking its 10th anniversary.
But let's look forward, because guess what? The real-life besties have teamed up once again to co-star in their new movie. It's called Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. They play a pair of inseparable friends who pack up their best culottes for a once-in-a-lifetime trip. Take a look.
Star, did you see that restaurant? I'm so excited. It's almost time for dinner. And time for a cocktail? Star! Okay, you go into the bathroom. I'll lay out our bottom and top. You know what we should wear tonight? Our evening culottes.
KRISTEN and Annie, good morning.
Hi, your accents are on par.
We've literally been working on it all morning.
We've been talking like Barb and Star all morning long. We can't stop. Once you start, is that what you
know? It's true.
Savannah did it in a tease for real.
Yeah.
I mean, on our show, accidentally.
So tell us about Barb and Star. KRISTEN, you can start. Like, where did this idea come from, and where have they been all of our lives? Because we love them.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I feel like the seeds of Barb and Star were planted probably many years ago at the Groundlings. Annie and I wrote a lot together, and we've always gravitated towards these middle-aged women who are very similar with big wigs, and we just I don't know, here it is.
Well, we love these two ladies. Annie, I was reading that when you and KRISTEN were writing Bridesmaids, you had a lot of real good material, and you worked in a Barb and Star type person in the script, but the folks who were in charge took that script and went like, no, these people do not belong in this script. Is that how it went down?
Yeah, it was Maya's character's mother. We just wrote so many scenes with her talking about Costco. How much I love Costco. And we would turn the versions of the script in, and they would be like, no, that this doesn't have anything to do with anything. So all those scenes got cut, but we wrote a lot of those.
Well, you know who's having the last laugh? Barb and Star, because they have their own movie. I love also the music, guys. Some of the musical send-ups, the numbers, the choreography, and then I was just delighted to learn that y'all wrote the music. Yeah. Annie, I mean, there's some beautiful lines, the story about the seagulls. I mean, the whole thing. It's just very touching.
Touching. We had so much fun writing that. All of the music. Annie and I are like huge musical lovers, and the fact that we got a chance to write our own stuff with the help of, guys at Beacon Street and Richard Cheese, we just had the best time.
Well, watching Jamie Dornan prance around the beach was like a sight to behold. And I mean, how did you guys keep it together, Annie, when this was all going on?
Oh my God, watching Jamie do somersaults and leap and roll in the sand, and oh my gosh, he was such a dream. We put him through so much because it was so hot, and he went out on that beach it was in Caribbean temperatures in the middle of July, and he was just like leaping and rolling, and he just went with the whole thing. He was so game for everything, and oh my God, Jamie was just he was incredible. Yeah.
That was
really
my favorite scene. Yeah, that really was. I mean, I have to say, do you think Barb and Star? I know it's just coming out. Do you see a sequel for Barb and Star?
Oh God,
I don't know.
Oh goodness,
where'd we go?
Where would they go?
Where would they go?
We'd have to rhyme with their names.
All right, you guys, thank you so much.
Thank you. Barb and Star, go to Vista Del Mar. Check it out. It'll make you giggle. It's available everywhere you rent your movies.
One of my favorite lines of Erin's, which is funny but also terribly sad, is, I think it's when I was 8, my hair was my room.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
In the foster home, my hair was my room. Which is so sad when you think about it. She just covers her face with her hair, and she's alone in a room. Who is she? Sad, but also funny. I would describe Erin Hannon as a well-meaning, cheerful, sort of happy-go-lucky kind of lady who had a rough childhood and I think has some secrets and maybe some inner demons, but we don't always see that. I think she tries to think the best of people. She might not be the best at her job, but she's pleasant to be around.
Erin, I need you to fax this and get me a confirmation pronto.
Are you going later?
Sure, if you are.
Yes.
Talk to me that way again and I'll cut your face off.
Whoa.
My favorite part about playing Erin was the comedy. The writers on The Office are so brilliant and they gave her so many lines and pieces and stories and plots that were really funny and so unique to her. So I always looked forward to reading the next script to see, what she would do. And also, Erin was in the show plenty, but not all of the time. So as a supporting character, sometimes you get more like crazy bits to do, which I really enjoyed playing. My favorite quality about Erin was her sincerity and naivete, because she believed what she was told. She was a very pure being, and I think that, like, you know, Dwight might say something that she would take at face value because she had no reason to think anyone would be tricking her. And pure is the word I think that springs to mind. She just wanted to believe what she was told.
Hey, my name is Tabitha. I'm camped out in front of the Sabre store so I can be first in line for the new pyramid. It's me, Erin. Dwight had me pretend to be a hipster to create hype, and it's working. There's already people camped out behind me.
I was a huge fan of The Office before I got a part on it, and I joined at the end of season 5, and I remember thinking during my audition as Erin, I was reading with Ed Helms, and I thought, you know, this is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me career-wise, so if it ends right now, that'll be fine. Well, no, it wouldn't have been fine, because then I wouldn't have gotten a part in The Office. So, no, the greatest thing of all was then learning that I booked the part, and I sort of lost my mind. And getting to work on the show the first day was surreal, because I had seen all these characters for years on my television, so I felt like they had been in my home. And so I knew all of them, and I think it took a minute to realize, well, television doesn't work both ways. They don't know you. So it is surreal to feel like you know people, and then to actually arrive on a set and meet them in person. It was like I won the lottery.
1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Okay. Jiminy Christmas!
Jiminy Christmas indeed.
Hit her up.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite episodes is Secretary's Day. I love that episode because, of course, it's all about Erin. It was written by Mindy Kaling, who is a genius, and there was so much comedy in that, but also a lot of emotional baggage.
My favorite part about being a receptionist is that I get to have my own desk. In my foster home, I never had a desk. So it's like I don't mean that I didn't like my foster home. I did like it, I just didn't have a desk there. Did you have a favorite age?
It's a lot between Erin and Michael Scott, which to be in a one-on-one scene with Steve Carell was just exhilarating. And I remember the day we shot the scene in the restaurant, it was just one of the most fabulous days of my life, because I got to spend all this one-on-one time with him and acting with him, and he was a hero of mine and still is. And so that was selfishly one of my favorite episodes. I also love Cafe Disco because it's so silly, and why are they all dancing downstairs? And Michael Scott keeps calling it espresso. And I love any scene, any episode where I'm called to dance, so that was a lot of fun. Erin and Andy was such a great couple because they were also a little bit on the outside of things, and so I think they shared that kind of worldview, and so putting them together, they were a couple oddballs together. So one of my favorite Andy-Erin scenes is actually, I think, the first episode I was in, the first or the second, and it also involves Dwight, because Erin, this like rube, joins the office, and for some reason, I think just because she's new, Andy and Dwight are sort of dueling for her attention.
You finding everything okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got some ice.
Nope, this is awkward.
Oops.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh. Whoops.
And I was so thrilled to be there in the first place, but it was really funny to like play the comedy of that, not even love triangle, but just these two very strange characters dueling for this little rube's attention was a lot of fun to play.
Erin?
Yeah. Is there a follow-up question?
Filming the finale was overwhelming because there were so many amazing guest stars, and also it was the end of the show. And I was a late arrival on the show, as I mentioned, so I think it was maybe a little mysterious to the rest of the cast why I was so. I broke down in tears basically every day. Everyone's like, I've only been here for 4 years, but okay. I'm an emotional woman. It's so amazing to see people respond to the show still now, especially younger people who were definitely too young when the show was actually on, but now can watch it in reruns. And I think what resonates with people is it's an infinitely relatable experience. It's whether you work, whether you're at school, everyone identifies these characters in their own lives. They're sort of portraits of people that they know personally. So there's a heart to the show. So it doesn't just feel like you're watching some kind of, I don't know, a sugary sweet show. You're watching something that has a lot of emotional depth to it. So I think that's what people respond to. And a lot of people, if they are talking about the show, have mentioned that it's helped them through a tough time, through an illness or through a difficult time with a loved one. And I think this because I watched it before being on it. It's a healing show, and I think it's very powerful. And I'm glad that I got to be a part of that, but I'm glad that a show like that exists in the first place. Because you don't see a lot of shows like that these days.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.